Hello everyone, Flick here and welcome to an unboxing of a very large box. Today we're looking at Season 2 of Gotham City Chronicles, a game I backed via Kickstarter. Season 1 was Kickstarter exclusive a year ago. Season 2 is now shipping. I actually missed out on the Kickstarter for Season 1, but thankfully they offered it as part of the Season 2 Kickstarter and I went all in. Now unfortunately it got split into two packages and Season 2 has arrived, whereas Season 1 is still stuck somewhere in France. So we're going to look at Season 2, which added a bunch of new miniatures and a bunch of new play modes, some new mats and other things. I don't actually remember everything that it includes, but it's not the core box, the core hero box, the core villain box, the core tables and rules and such. We'll be taking a look at those in the future. I might hold off posting this video until such time as the other package arrives. We'll see. But let's get the things out of this box first of all, so I can get rid of this big box because it's blocking the light and I'm aware it is. Apologies for that. Let's move it to the side here a little bit. So we have one big box here. This is an all-in picking zone. So we'll put that to one side. And we have, where is this? All-in picking zone carton 2 of 2. There's a lot of stuff in here. Then we have the main part itself, which is the 3 expansions, I believe. And then, get this box out of the way, we have 2 things I don't know what they are because they're just in cardboard. So, we'll look at them later. But the crux of Season 2 is these 3 boxes here. So, let's get this open with hopefully as little annoying noise from bubble wrap as possible. And try and come around here. And I should also point out I'm using a new camera and I am testing some quality. Also apologies for the dog barking at something. So that is the Batman Incorporated box, which we'll take a look at in a second. I may have to do a quick break if she continues barking. This is the Suicide Squad box. I'll take the outer casings off as well so they don't shine as much. And then over here, stuck. They applied the tape right over the box. You shouldn't do that. That's how you rip things. And this is, I think, a bonus episode. What is this called? Oh, this is just like a League of Assassins box, but I think it does come with some custom scenarios. So that's the main Season 2 stuff there. And then you have all the picking zone stuff as well. But let me just quickly do a break to get the polythene off all of this, and then we'll take a look. Alright, so let's look at Batman Incorporated first of all. Actually, we'll take a look at the back. It doesn't... Well, it gives away the specifics of what's in there. There's 8 minis, there's 8 tiles, there's 8 hero sheets, some equipment, etc. It doesn't tell you who they are, but if you're familiar with Batman Incorporated, I'm actually just recently reading some stories from Batman Incorporated, next to a monthly Batman comic thing I subscribe to. So, if you're not familiar with the game, and I won't be able to go into much detail until we look at Season 1, I'll just briefly go over what we're looking at, as is my understanding at least. But first, we have the character sheets. You slot these into a cardboard thing you get in Season 1, and then that's who you're playing as in the mission. So these will be the various Batmen from over different places in the world. El Gacho, or Gacho, I'm not sure how you pronounce it because I'm not Mexican. But he is from Mexico, right? I think so. There's, well, South America in general. There's some background. The cards come in French and English. Chief Man of Bats. He has a Robin. Oh yeah, he has Raven Red as his Robin. Apologies for the glare. Again, working with a new camera, so there will be teething problems. The Knight, that's the British Batman. I actually quite like him. I don't like Batman Incorporated in general, but the Knight I find kind of fun. And Batman of Moscow I like the design of in general. Do you get the Knight's Robin? He has a female Robin called... Ooh, what's she called? It's not Pawn, I think... What is it? Knight? No, because he's Knight. Bishop? It's named after a different chess piece, or she is, I should say. I don't remember her name offhand. But she's fun. Very goofy. She reminds me of the Robin from Batman Returns. Night Runner, that's the French Batman. As long as... Glare? No glare. Glare? No glare. Dark Ranger, I don't remember where he's from. Where is he from? He is the Australian Batman, or Bat-person, I guess you could say. So then we have the Batman of Japan, who is also kind of fun. Just read his story actually. Costume colours, not for me. So again, because this is season 2, I'm not going to go over what all these things down here mean, all these things here. This is just the bonus stuff you get in season 2. I think there's a season 3 on the way as well. So that is additional playing characters. Apologies for my watch. So then this is versus power. So if you're playing the versus mode, which is not the main focus of the game, it's mostly a campaign. These are their unique abilities they get in the versus mode. If you're just playing team versus team, and again on the other side is French. And these are also for versus mode, because usually it's just villains that get these small cards. But if you're playing versus mode, you each have it's called the River. But again, don't worry about it until we get into season 1. Same with the symbols. Oh, that's the Knight's Robin right there, whose name I can't remember. And then that's their health meters for versus mode there as well. So again, not too important. What is important, however, is the minis and the other... Oh, there's some loose cards. These are just... They're actually tighter in there than I thought, given that a few of them were loose. These are equipment cards that you can potentially... How close can I get into this camera? I can get pretty close. You can potentially equip your bat persons with. Some of them are character specific, some of them are just upgrades. Like Tomahawk, that's got to be Chief Man of Bats. Medicine Bag for him as well. Raven Red's bowl. Lolita Canary? Oh, Batman of Japan. Yeah, one of the things I don't like about Batman Incorporated is how stereotypical they are. I don't know if it'd fly these days, because it's from when was Batman Inc? Like 2002? Something like that. Last but not least in this box, with sellotape, of course, is the minis themselves. I don't want to wreck this, because until I get season 1, I don't really want to start losing these. So I think they look 35mm to me. Let's start with Batman of Moscow. Now, do I need to do this hand thing anymore with this camera? I don't. I actually don't, I think. On the little camera view screen I'm looking at, it looks in focus to me. I don't know if that makes it better or worse anymore. Very detailed mini. I have heard the season 2 ones are an improvement on season 1 in terms of just sharpness and also not as many curved bases. They've kind of got the steam forged issue where some bases are like that. Night Runner doing his parkour. Alright, he's a bit smaller actually, so he does need the help to focus. Great pose though. I like that. El Gacho. El Groucho. I don't know. He's got his throwing knives. He's neat. Batman of Japan doing a Bruce Lee kick. Neat. And the quality is good. I really hope these take well to contrast paint, because if they don't, I'm going to be stuck. Season 1 comes with like 120 minis. Season 2, all in, I think is like 60 or 80 or something. There's a lot to get through here. That's what I'm saying. Raven Red. The Robin to Chief Man of Bats. There, so they go together, kinda. Are they father and son? I think they're father and son, I don't remember. And then there's the Knight. So the British Batman. He speaks like an old English Bobby. Again, because Batman Incorporated is a big bunch of stereotypes. It's no wonder it didn't do well. But his costume is fun, I like his gear. So that's what you get in the Batman Incorporated expansion of Season 2. Now, I'll tidy this away and we can take a look at Suicide Squad. Alright, so Suicide Squad, fantastic artwork on the front, love that. We won't take a look at the back because we're going to look at what's inside. Oh, come on, it's kind of stuck. Ah, this has a booklet. Okay. Suicide Squad campaign, okay, so it does have bonus episodes. Again, don't need to worry about the small details just yet until Season 1 arrives. Fingers crossed it's not long behind, it's just that, the mail is still getting there. So how many missions are in this? It's using the maps from Season 1 because I recognise it from what I know of the game here. 2 missions, 3 missions themed around Suicide Squad. Oh, same booklet. Is this oh, it's going to be in French, isn't it? It's in French. Okay, they double printed. So that is just the same booklet, other language. So these are the Suicide Squad. Let me just get this off. There we are. The Suicide Squad playing cards. So Killer Croc, Harley Quinn, Deadshot, Captain Boomerang, Deathstroke, Poison Ivy, El Diablo, Black Manta, Duelladent, otherwise known as the daughter of the Joker, King Shark, Rick Flagg, Amanda Waller, and Bronze Tiger. Bronze Tiger class as a good guy as well because he's blue. I guess that these ones are white because of neutral. Actually, no, I think all the villain cards are white in general. So that's the player cards because you're mixing heroes and villains with this campaign. And these, I guess, are for versus mode again because they're the small versions of their profiles if you're using them in versus or just as enemies, I guess, as well. So pretty much probably the same information but less stats. Oh, there's some generic guards as well. So these are all pop-out push fit, or not push fit, sorry, just pop-out cardboard. Again, don't worry about the minutiae of what they're for until we look at Season 1 and also do a tutorial game, at least one. So we also have some cards. Captain Boomerang's Boomerang. Huh, I didn't know you used boomerangs. Combat Boomerangs actually has multiple types. That's Harley Quinn's Hammer, the Smasher. Wrist Gun for Deadshot. Long Rifle. Assault Rifle, okay, yes. The Deathstroke. I didn't know Deathstroke's sword was called the Deathstroke. Interesting. Black Manta's Gun, an Acid Gun. Carnivorous Seed for Poison Ivy. Paralyzed Grenades. Laser Helmet. Scimitar for Bronze Tiger, so that's some extra gear. And then, the best part, ooh, King Shark is massive. We have the minis. The minis themselves. Let me get my scissors. These aren't my usual scissors I'm using, these are actually kitchen scissors. My other scissors have been stolen, presumably, because I can't find them anywhere. It's definitely not that I just misplaced them or anything. So there it is. He should be large enough that he gets in focus himself, maybe not quite. King Shark. Looks great. Very good quality, I would say. Base isn't warped. Bronze Tiger, getting ready to do a left hook, by which I mean right hook. Very neat. Don't know if I prefer that to the Night Models Bronze Tiger, which is more realistic. That's the thing with these minis in general. Gotham City Chronicles went for like halfway between super comic booky and realistic, whereas Night Models tries to go for realistic as possible. So I think for some of them it works, some of them it doesn't, but there's more hits than misses. At least from what I saw of Season 1 back in the day. As I say, I don't have it yet. So that's Joker's daughter, even though it's not literally his daughter. It's Harvey Dent's. Captain Boomerang. Hey, let's have a look at the Deathstroke one. Oh, he's using a... Is that sword meant to be like that? It's like that sword... what's it called? Oh, from Dark Souls. I'm blanking on the name. Lautrec uses it. Or uses two of them, I should say. No, I'm totally blanking on the name. Either way, neat looking. His gun's a little plain, I would say. Black Manta, as well, when he's not going after Aquaman. He's apparently in Suicide Squad. Amanda Waller. So the ones who are blue are classed as heroes, again. Amanda Waller with her pistol, trying to do her best James Bond stance with her pudgy belly. And then we have Rick Flagg, being the best military man he can be. How close can I get this? Can I move this right in there? I just want to test. I can, if I put my hand there. That's good info. Last but not least, Deadshot. Better looking than the old Night Models one of Deadshot, I would say. Even better than the new one, honestly. I'm not too keen on the new sculpt that came in the third starter set. That's neat. I like that. Similar idea, like perched on something with a rifle, but it's an actual rifle, which is nice. It's even got two clips, by which I mean magazines. Alright, so that's Suicide Squad. I'll get this tidied up and we'll take a look at the League of Assassins. So you know what, before we go into the League of Assassins, I'm going to open up one of these weird cardboard boxes because my curiosity is getting the better of me. I don't know what's in them and they don't say. This is the smaller of the two, and I genuinely have no idea what's in here. It's an envelope? Okay, it's an envelope, that's empty now. Throw it to one side. Is it going to be like official art or something? maybe like a reissue for misprints or something. We have something. Oh, okay. Oh, well, actually, that's good for demonstration aid. That is your playboard for when you're playing as a hero. Those cards we've been looking at before, you slot them in there, and then you're good to go. It's the stats on the card correspond to the logos on the side, and that's how you play. And this is your health area. It's actually very neat, these. So this is a spare one, for some reason. Oh, I see the reason. This is the stuff you need for the 5-player mode they added, because usually it's up to 4 players. Well, you can have 1 to 3 people as the hero, and then 1 villain. But then this adds a 5th. So obviously they needed to provide you with some bonus things. I don't know why they've included Azrael stuff here. That is similar to a Dark Souls game, that's your health cubes. You don't need to worry about that too much. Wait, there's a Clayface card in here as well? What is this? That's an Azrael card for if it was in Versus mode. Maybe that's just because it wasn't included. I forgot they were smashed on the other side. Again, that's related to gameplay. And then there's a Clayface card as if he was a hero, which is interesting. He did join the Bat Family for a little while, I do know that. So yeah, the 5-player booklet. 3 5-player missions. Set in the unique world of Batman Gotham Knights. Okay. Fighting Court of Owls, fighting Ra's al Ghul, fighting Azrael. That explains why you had to get given a villain card. Because he's a baddie in this scenario. Okay. So, again, you don't need to play that 5-player either. You can play it with 2 if you wanted to. You just have more heroes than usual, because presumably the missions are a bit harder. Okay, that had a lot more stuff in it than I thought it did. I'm just going to clean that away. Okay, it's tidied away, but first of all, just to show you how these work. Clayface's card, or any of the cards for any of the heroes in the game, they just slide right into there, and boom, that's how you play. 1 to 3 of them are your hero team, or 4 I guess if you're doing the 5-player mode. But, League of Assassins. Let's get this open and see what we get here. We get a League of Assassins book, then we get the book in French, presumably. Ligue des Assassins, of course. So, oh hey, I recognise that art. That's on one of the objective cards for Batman miniature game. I guess DC provide all the same references. Oh, so is that. Huh. Neat. Okay, so there's a few other missions here. Talia versus Ra's at the end there. Ra's versus Man-Bat. Don't want to look at the minutia of the roles too much. Don't want to get sidetracked. Oh, and then at the back there's also some versus powers for presumably the miniatures included, which will be what, Ra's, Talia, Nisa maybe? Oh, there we are. Ra's, Talia, Shiva, Heretic, some generic assassins, Man-Bat and Man-Bat. Huh. And these are all villains, so they're in the grey. I'm not talking about Ra's al Ghul's sideburns, or my own, come to think of it. Sorry, I'm feeling my age, it's my birthday in just under 2 weeks. So, I must admit I'm not too keen on this Ra's sculpt. It might just be because 3rd edition Batman miniature game just got a really awesome looking Ra's. This is obviously from when he's shirtless fighting with Bruce shirtless and then stabs him with a shovel. It's a thing that happened. I think that's what they're going for. It looks a little weird. A little weird. Also, he's got a little bit of cleanup needed on his leg here. There's a little bit that needs to be trimmed down there. Lady Shiva. Also just got a new model for 3rd edition, but I didn't get it because I didn't like the over-exaggerated high kick thing she was doing. Hey, this Talia model's neat though. Again, apologies if anything is not quite in focus. I'm working with new equipment, trying to get there, but once I do get there, it'll be awesome. Speaking of awesome looking, that Heretic miniature is so much better than the Heretic miniature in Batman miniature game. Yes, he's on fire, but he doesn't care. That's very neat, I like that a lot. I remember that from the Kickstarter page. Yeah, that's going to be fun to paint. So then we've got 4 generic assassins that all look like this. I'm not going to show off each one, they're identical. Just got their basic League suits. And then we have, these look more like Leviathan henchmen. They're wearing like the desert garb with the assault rifles. The ones that dealt with Batman Incorporated. But there's 4 of them as well. So they're presumably all needed for the bonus missions in there. So that's the 3 main parts of Season 2. But we have big box that you can't even see in frame. bigger box that you can see, and then whatever this... We're going to open that bottom one first, because it's such a weird shape. I need to know. So isn't this mysterious? We've got our all in picking zones, carton 1, carton 2. This is, I think, heavier than both of them. I have no idea what this is. There's no writing on it at all. Oh, it's another envelope. Oh, yeah, it's a massive one. It might be a bonus map or something. I don't remember. I do not remember if there was any kind of major stretch goals that this could be. So let's get in here and find out. Why would you seal it fully? I don't understand. It was already in a cardboard box. Yeah, it's in there tight. It does look like a map. Season 1 comes with technically 4 maps, but it's 2 double-sided ones. Okay, here we are. Oh! Okay. What is this? That is Batman's armour that he uses when he's fighting off the Court of Owls. It's a versus mode card for it. Oh, yeah, okay. It would help if you had the rules for versus mode. That's what this is, in English and French. So that's what you need. Hey, that's great art from Dark Knight Returns. Is there actually missions? Huh. I honestly thought versus modes were just, you have a team, you both play like the villain's player does, and you just see who beats each other up. It turns out there's actual objectives. I didn't realise that. Yeah, they're just kind of like generic missions that shows you where both teams set up. A little actually, right down to where you put your cards based on rank as well. That is so much more involved than I thought it was. That's neat. Okay. Again, you could play those as story missions. There's no specific reason they have to be... Oh, they have to be versus. So this is, I think this is 3x3, so I'm not going to be able to fit this in frame. It's very clearly the JCPD on this side, though I recognise it anywhere. It looks very similar to how it does in Arkham Origins. Apologies. But that is the average size of a playboard. I know you can't see it all in frame, but you can see like the Gotham Police thing down there. And then on the other side, what is this? It's Crime Alley, maybe? I think it's just generic alleyway. The maps are very confusing. They have a lot of iconography on them. The game's one problem, I knew this going in, is that it uses a lot of iconography to save on having to translate everything into multiple languages. The maps are a little confusing. You don't need to worry about it. I'll eventually do a test playthrough and we'll try and get through it together. Okay, I like that there's new maps. Presumably the versus modes make use of that most. But yeah, so that's what was in the other envelope, all the versus mode stuff essentially. So that leaves the Season 2 picking zone carton 1 and carton 2. I know that what they're roughly filled with is a bunch of boxes that people have been really mad about because of a waste of packaging. I'm just going to do a cut straight to me emptying those boxes to see what I mean. So, how long you got? So these are all additional characters, mostly for versus mode, although they have done an update you can download from their website to use some of the heroes in existing Season 1 missions. This is all of them. It is a massive pile. It did also come with, specifically, some stat cards for some of the heroes. Apologies for the noise. One of my favourites in terms of goofiness, we've got James Gordon, Batman, which means we must have... Oh, we have Batman Beyond. We've got to have Rookie in here, right? That is Rebirth Batman. You can tell by the yellow insignia. Hawkfire? I don't know. Who's Hawkfire? Betty Kane. Okay, I don't know her. Actually, like, each one of these boxes, let's take one I do know, that's Mr. Freeze right there. If assuming I can get the model in good shot, I'm not going to sit and open every single one of them because it's literally just the model and then the cards to use them in versus mode. And their life token, as it says on the back here. So, as long as you can see the miniature, I think that's good enough without the glare. And I want to see how many I can get right, because I'm sure there's some obscure ones in here I don't know, but we're going to pick the ones up one by one and see if I can get them. So obviously, Mr. Freeze, it looks like a good sculpt. I think it comes with a cutout helmet for him as well, up at the top there. That's the second ventriloquist. Her name is something Riley. Peyton? Something? Does it even say on the box? It does! It's Peyton Riley. I'm going to give myself half marks for that. Well, we just talked about them. That is great. That is James Gordon as Batman, and that is Rookie, his mech suit buddy. who I love. That's a great miniature. It's going to be very fun painting that. Sorry about the glare. I can point out my light exactly. Well, one of the lights. But yeah, that's great. James Gordon and Rookie. Love it. That's just Catwoman. Catwoman's in season 1. Maybe a different Catwoman? Oh, specifically from Batman Hush. Okay. I believe normal Catwoman and Long Halloween Catwoman come in season 1. So there's a third version of her. That is White Rabbit, a lady who can split herself into 2. I've read exactly one comic with her in it. I don't remember what the comic is called, but she gives drugs to everybody. It's the one that Clayface pretends to be Joker in. Yep, White Rabbit. That is Reaper. I have his miniature for the Batman miniature game, so that's kind of cheating. I like this one better. I do. It's not just because his sickles are larger. Also, I feel myself losing my voice because of how much I've been talking enthused about these, so apologies if I start to sound a little hoarse. Horse. That is definitely Etrigan, the demon. The demon Etrigan. Hello, my obscured image. Yep, that is Etrigan, alright. So that probably means Jason Blood is in here somewhere. Let's go this. Who is that? The Roman? Maybe? Falcone? Yeah, okay, Carmine Falcone. Oh, sorry, I'm going to take it off camera. I'm trying to see if his face is scarred from where Catwoman clawed him. I don't think it is. That is... Put in focus. I think that's the Architect. Again, I've only read one comic with him and wasn't that interesting, but that's obscure. Yeah, the Architect. That would count that as obscure. This is New 52 Ivy with Frank. 2 Franks. I guess they're just called plants, but the third ed Batman miniature game piece specifically is called Frank. And then, I know you can't quite see Ivy up there, but... Yep, Poison Ivy, New 52, so that's when she's got like the black suit, I think. I accidentally looked at the back there, but I do know who this is. Responsible for killing off a few of the Batman Incorporated people, this is Nobody. And also trying to turn Damian bad. Badder? That's Nobody. I kind of like his suit, not so much the story. Or the way he gets taken out, it's very, very dumb. Damian does this. Sorry, but this is spoilers, but Damian does this and does that, and then manages to pierce his skull. And he dies from it. It's very dumb. So these look like generic henchmen of... I mean, they've got Flaming Swords, Heretic maybe? These I don't know. Ghost Dragons. Nope, don't know them. Okay, that's my first negative point. Let's see. This is the exclusive to the Season 2 Kickstarter Red Hood sculpt. Red Hood comes with Season 1, but he's got like a big minigun, I think. This is a much more traditional dual handguns. He's just charging forward. So it's an alternative sculpt that you can use instead. I like this one much better than him holding the big minigun he has in under the Red Hood. These look like mutant hounds from Fallout Wasteland Warfare. Is that actually... What are these? These I don't know either, so minus point there. They're just called hounds. I don't know. Which supervillain has hounds? Huh, no, don't know. I don't know who uses those. Let's see. That is... I think his name's Shen Fang, or Shen Feng. I only just know this because of reading Batman Incorporated. He tangles with Batman in Japan. Shen Fang, yep. Maybe like 3/4 points on that one. I recognise him. That is Clue Master, 100%. Recently reread Batman Eternal, so that's why I know that. Clue Master? Clue Master. I don't know this one. It looks like a ghoul, but he's just like wearing a shirt. No, I don't know this one. Who's this? The Great White Shark. I know nothing about him. I know he exists because of the Arkham games, but no, I know nothing about him. Okay, that's a point off. Didn't know him. I didn't know who Hawkfire was. I only know because of the health bar that came with the set, so that's a point off as well. No idea about her at all, so Hawkfire, point off. Professor Pig? No, it's not Professor Pig. Scarecrow? New 52? No. Rebirth Scarecrow, maybe? Sorry for the loud car outside. That's the only guy I know who uses a scythe. Uriah Boone. Oh, it's one of the Court of Owl Talons. No, okay, point off. Did not know him. I think he has his own solo comic, right? Or a spin-off comic? Ah, that is the first ventriloquist, so it's Albert Wesker? Arthur Wesker. Albert Wesker is Resident Evil, Arthur Wesker is this guy. That's how you remember them. Yes, Arnold. Darn. I still knew it was him though. I still get like 3/4 points. Who is this? That? Oh, it's the guy with it's the Russian guy with the gun arm. KGB Beast, I think? The Beast. I think that's the same guy, it's just they're not allowed to call him KGB Beast anymore. Or KGB anything. I think I get the point for that. So that is Rebirth Batman. That's an awesome mini. I like these swooping down. He's swooping down like the 80th anniversary Night Models one. You'll see these better once they're out and painted, obviously, as well. And that's the Batman Beyond. I'd never remember the name of the guy who is Batman Beyond. Does it tell you? Nope, he's just called Batman Beyond. Is it Tom something? I genuinely don't remember. So these are Hotline Miami characters. These have got to be Professor Pig experiments, like hired goons. They're awesome looking. Like the detail on them is actually fantastic. You have to take my word for it if the shine is worse than I think it is. Professor Pig's gang, yeah. Yeah, those are great. So that probably means one of these is Professor Pig. It's the cult guy who is in a side mission in Arkham Knight. I don't remember his name. Nah, point off for that. Don't remember his name. Deacon Blackfire. 3 more. I didn't read the back of that. Swamp Thing? That's Swamp Thing. Yeah, Swamp Thing. No! Amygdala? The very Swamp Thing looking, but I got it wrong. I have no idea who that is. Ah, that is Thomas Wayne Jr., but he goes by the real name. What's his name again? The Court of Owls guy. Oh, I'm blanking on his name, but he thinks he's Thomas Wayne Jr. What is it? I've forgotten. Lincoln Marsh. Yeah, I always call him Marsh, like Stan Marsh, but it's March. So technically, I've been getting that wrong for years. That's a really nice sculpt though. He's like zooming up on Flame in his mech suit. It's his old style mech suit as well, not the one from Batman Eternal, which doesn't look nearly as good. Last but not least, Allied Henchmen, but they look like Red Hood Gang maybe? Gang of Robin. Nope, don't know. I don't remember a comic where Robin had a gang. Maybe they know Tim Drake? Well, either way, let me just push these back into frame. This is the all-in pick zone from Season 2, and there's too many. They won't fit. I can't do it. But that's the crux of Season 2. Season 1 is the core that gives you everything you need to play. The scenario book, the core villains and core heroes, and all the cardboard you need. We'll take a closer look at that once my Season 1 arrives. I know it's a bit awkward having Season 2 arrive first. What can you do? I guess they had the Season 2 stuff ready, whereas the Season 1 stuff is a reprint from last year. We will take a look at that though. This has been fun. Please also let me know how you feel about the quality of this new camera, the sound and the view, the zoom, etc. I'll work on it. It's definitely better than the thing I was using, but still tinkering with it. This is the first video I've recorded with it actually after some testing. Thank you very much for watching. Watch out for that Season 1 unboxing and then also some more content on the game going forwards. Thank you very much for watching. Get ready for lots of Gotham City Chronicles and I'll see you in the future. Ta for now.